Why, hello there everybody, welcome to this video. So today you guys have sent in a boatload of your 3D printed models, and as I said before, I was going to list them here. So this is a chance for you guys out there that have never 3D printed before, or perhaps you're thinking about getting into it, a price comparison of what is from Warhammer 40k, and then what could be compatible with Warhammer 40k on the 3D printed side of things. Alright, so first up on Games Workshop, we have the Nemesis Dreadknight. This bad boy is going for $60, and it is also temporarily out of stock. So even if you wanted to rip yourself off, you couldn't do it. Now on the 3D printed side of things, we have here what is I would call a space baby carrier. This is a picture from Aaron, and he used an Elegoo Mars resin printer, and this model cost him $5 to print. So $60 on one end, $5 on another end. That is literally 12 for the price of one. This is just insane to even think about, boys. But like I said, this is not from Warhammer 40k, this is from Space Mace 69. It's a whole different type of sci-fi universe. Now, next up, we have the Legio Custodes Telemon Heavy Dreadnought. $121, because you just gotta get that little extra dollar in. You know, you don't want to actually make it an even number of 120. I mean, that you'd be getting ripped off at that point. You gotta survive, right? And once again, we've got Aaron printing yet another one, and this is the same thing from the Elegoo Mars resin printer. This model cost $7.50 to print. So $121 on one end, or you can go to another sci-fi universe called Space Mace 69, and you can spend $7.50 and have something that is, I guess, compatible. Now that price ratio is 16 for the price of one, which is insane. But basically all this means is that you could print 16 Space Mace 69 Dreadnoughts for the price of one Warhammer 40k Forge World Dreadnought. Absurd. And here's the thing, the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought once again is out of stock, whereas Space Mace 69, as long as you have resin, you can print them all day, every day. Now the next model up is the Leviathan Dreadnought with a Siege Claw and Storm Cannon, which is going to be a comparable model for the next thing that we're going to look here. But look it, no longer available once again. $120. I guess the other model is $1 worth more. Who knows how they came up with that price. Anyways, Aaron, once again, lists his Dreadnought here, printed from the Elegoo Mars resin printer, $7.50. Once again, it's basically a 16-to-1 ratio. So these giant metal boys from Space Mace 69 is $15 to print both of these. Or you could try an entirely different sci-fi universe and do Warhammer 40k, to which this would cost you $241 versus $15 from Space Mace 69. I don't know about you boys, but I'd rather play the other game. Alright my good boys, so the next model up here is the Death Guard Legion Contemptor Dreadnought. $59? Temporarily out of stock once again, and he doesn't even come with arms. He doesn't even come with arms. $59 and he doesn't come with arms. What is going on here, boys? Okay, $59, when you add his arms, it comes up to like $85 or something else like that, right? So, okay, if you guys want to look, here we have Jon Snow with an Anycubic Photon resin printer, okay? And printing a model from Space Mace 69 for $. That's right, he cost $1 for every limb that he comes with. Boy, what a deal. I mean, can you imagine going to like a car dealership and right there on top of some cinder blocks is a brand new car that has no wheels on it, and the dealership tells you, hey look, we're selling this, but the wheels are sold separately. Give me a break. This is absurd, man. Especially for that price. $59, and you can't even include two little tiny plastic arms. Is so damn dumb, man. Alright, so the next model that we have going on here is Ghazghkull Thraka, and this guy cost $65, and oh, what you know, he's temporarily out of stock once again, because apparently Games Workshop should probably go out there and buy a bunch of 3D printers because they just so happen to can't keep anything in stock. I think what this is they're trying to create like a buyer frenzy where they make everything so limited and always out of stock, so that way when they finally do put it up for stock, they're hoping that it will create like a bit of a buying frenzy. They are creating what you would call like scarcity on purpose. At least that's what I think. think. Or what you could do is go to Space Mace 69, and what we have here from Mantis is a filament printer, which is the type of printer that I have. It's not resin, and he printed this bad boy right here, who probably even looks a little bit bigger than Gazgul perhaps, or around the same size. Guess how much this cost? $1.50 to $2 is the estimate to print this bad boy.
But Gamza, the quality of those printers is not on par with Games Workshop.
Believe me, boys, I've seen your painting skills, okay? About 99% of you lower the quality of the model once you're done putting paint on it. I mean, you guys lather on so much damn paint onto your models. You might as well get a filament printer, so that way when you complain about all those little printing lines on there, the amount of paint that you're gonna throw on those models when you're finger painting it just fills every single gap and smooths out that model. Alright, now off to the next model. What we have here is a Sentinel from Warhammer 40k, and it is for the Imperial Guard. Now, first of all, I gotta clap, dude. I gotta give it to them. It's actually in stock. I guess people aren't buying enough of these, so they don't want to create fake scarcity of it. Now, what we have in contrast to it, which is going to be from Space Mace 69 once again, is I think Langley or Langley. I can't pronounce your name. And you also didn't include the printer that you use for these models. This is his version of a metal walker or spacewalker, whatever you want to call it. These cost $8 for 3 of them. So it's about like $2.60 something cents. It just keeps going on forever. But essentially, I think you can do like, what, 12 of these models for the price of one Sentinel? Crazy. Again, this is just such a good deal when it comes to resin printers. Now, obviously, you have to buy the resin printer itself, but I mean, come on. All it takes is for you to print out a few Space Mace 69 models, and essentially you're saving yourself money. The printer's gonna pay for itself in like the first week. And not only that, I actually do like the unique look on these walker boys. Okay, so I saved the best for last. Here we have a Warhound Titan builder.
Oh, once again, sold out. What a surprise.
Once you click on this, it takes you to like the little builder where you can swap out the arms or do whatever you want with it. So I chose a very similar loadout. $665 for a Warhound Titan. I mean, do I want my family to eat next week, or does Daddy want a new Titan? I know what I would choose. Daddy wants a new Titan because the family could lose a few pounds. You know, come to think about it, that actually could be a new thing that Games Workshop could make money off. They could sell the Warhammer 40k diet, where all your money goes into models, because you can't even afford food anymore, you lose weight. But anyways, I digress. $665 for this Titan, and the Space Mace 69 version. We have Elite Nova who sent this in. This is printed from an Elegoo Mars. It took a week to print and to paint. $20. $665 compared to $20, boys. Do I need to say anything else? You could buy the printer, you could buy the resin, you could buy the paint, you could buy the brushes, and you could print out a Space Mace 69 dog spacewalker for cheaper, far cheaper than actually buying a Warhammer 40k out of stock Titan. Crazy to even think about. So this should hopefully give you guys a bit of more of a contrast to see what's going on here when it comes to these prices and stuff. Now, one thing that I do want to note to you, it also very depends on the settings that you have for these printers. For instance, resin can be a lot more expensive if you print the model as a solid chunk of resin. Most of these models are fairly hollow because you don't need to fill the model in all the way. Think of it like a rubber ducky. You already have the shell or the form around it. There's no reason for a rubber ducky to be like solid. That would just be a waste of plastic, and there's no need for that. So it's the same thing when if you see models that seem a little bit more expensive than other models when you're trying to compare them. Number one, it's different printers. Number two, people buy different types of, whether it be filament or it be the resin itself, and they have different companies, different prices, etc. But on top of that, your settings really do matter. If you start setting these guys to have a huge infill, you're just filling this model up, making it solid, and you're using way more plastic or resin than you need to. But anyways, that's another topic for another time. I'm sorry I didn't include all of your guys' pieces that you guys sent me. Some of you guys were just sending me so many different photos, but you were including nothing else that I asked for. I was looking for like prices and then what kind of printer you guys were using. So I tried to use the best examples here. But regardless, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for contributing and showing me the models that you guys have created. So that ends this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll have more for you later.